Hello and welcome to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball in the San Diego section. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live from San Ysidro High School in San Diego, California. I'm Brian Vilvin with Thomas Conroy on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. This afternoon's matchup features the visiting Montgomery Aztecs against the host San Ysidro Cougars. Montgomery comes in today's game with an overall record of 2-1, while the home team, San Ysidro, is 0-2. And Thomas, we look at those records and we see Montgomery. They had a couple of home games to start the season, and then they went on the road and lost their first road game 2 days ago at Castle Park. What's going through the minds of the Montgomery players while they get ready to face their second road test of the season and try to get their first road win under their belt?
Well, I think they have to feel like they have to win at least a game on the road because they got shut out at Castle Park 3-0. So I think right now, for me personally, it would be the first game to make sure that you're at least competitive in that game. And if you can get a victory, I think that's going to add a lot of confidence for the entire squad to take this road win against the Cougars.
So you think game one is the most important game for the Montgomery Aztecs?
Yeah, because you always want to get that first. I'm just talking about the first game of a three-set match. You always want to get that first one under your belt. It kind of settles everybody down, and it kind of takes out the home field advantage or the home court advantage in this case for the home team. I think that's what they lacked in their first game against Castle Park. So they need that. They need that first game victory to kind of set the tone for them, settle them down on the road, and more importantly, put the home team kind of on the edge right there, and not allow their fans to really make it a difficult environment for them. Because then you go into the second game, and you must win that because it's going to be awfully difficult then to sweep 3 straight games on the road.
Well, if you're the San Ysidro Cougars still looking for their first victory of the season, they were shut out 3-0 against Hoover in their first game and then lost 3-1 on Tuesday against Southwest. So they got their first game win of the season, looking for their first match win, and it's a South Bay League matchup here in the Metro Conference. So a big home matchup to start the season out for the San Ysidro Cougars.
Yeah, they're just trying to take anything positive off of a slow start here in the beginning of the season. And right now they get this added home game because originally this game was scheduled for Montgomery, but due to problems with their gym, this was switched over here. So you almost get like a gift game because you're playing on your court. You don't have to travel. And now to take advantage of that and use it to your advantage, and maybe you get off the winless column and get yourself a victory here today.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We'll be back with the first serve in just a few minutes. San Diego Metro Conference Volleyball begins next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a
Welcome back to Metro Conference volleyball coverage on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from San Diego, California, I'm Brian Vilvin with Thomas Conroy on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. This afternoon's matchup features two South Bay League teams squaring off as the 2-1 Montgomery Aztecs visit the 0-2 San Ysidro Cougars. And Thomas, this is an opportunity here we talked about for the Montgomery Aztecs going on the road trying to win their first road match of the season. This game one is going to be ultra important for the Aztecs, but then San Ysidro looking to win their first match of the season. So pretty much game one, there's a lot on the line for both of these squads.
Yeah, really whoever gets off to the quickest start right now and can get that first game victory, I think it's really going to have a huge control in this 5-set match, as it puts a lot of pressure on the loser to have to win then basically 3 out of the next 4 games to have a victory.
Well, let's run over the starting lineups quickly as we see the San Ysidro Cougars going left to right with the blue jerseys, yellow numbering, and white trim. The Montgomery Aztecs on the right side of the court with the white jerseys, blue numbers, and red trim on those numbers. The starters for Montgomery, number 2, Lisette Cerna, an outside hitter, a freshman. The captain, setter, number 3, Joanna Casillas. Number 4, Kia Clark, a middle blocker. Also a middle blocker, number 6, Sydney Brown. Captain Shannon Neff, a defensive specialist. And Shauna Jerlina, the outside hitter, middle blocker for the Aztecs. The libero is China Yu for Montgomery. For San Ysidro, Stephanie Marasigan, the senior setter, is the captain as well. Haley Cody, an outside hitter, number 2. Kayla Tarrant, junior opposite, number 3. Christine Wynn, number 4, a senior defensive specialist. Kiara Bolivar, the libero, number 11. Allison Pimentuan, a senior middle blocker, number 12. And Yarly Salse, number 18, a senior middle blocker as well. So a lot of age and experience out there for San Ysidro. Let's see what they can't get going here on their home court.
Yeah, you would think the experience should come in really in a big play for them, especially getting this added home game here today. Kind of a surprise for them. This game, as we mentioned in the pregame, was originally scheduled for Montgomery High School.
Got a little floor work being done for the Aztecs on their home court. So San Ysidro getting a home game early here. We talked about Montgomery, their road so far this season. They hosted High Tech High and Monta Vista, won both of those matches, and then lost on the road at Castle Park on Tuesday. The San Ysidro Cougars lost to Hoover 3-0 in their first match of the season last week, and then on Tuesday lost to Southwest 3-1. The Cougars will lead things off with the serve. That's Stephanie Marasigan, the senior setter, serving it away. The Aztecs keep the ball in play, and a nice block at the net on the left side by Haley Cody, and a big block in the middle. Christine Wynn with the block. Excuse me, that was Kia Clark, my bad, for the Montgomery Aztecs. Sorry about that, Thomas.
Yeah, it looked like Marsigan came all the way up from the back and got in the way of the Solis there in the front to cause that point for Montgomery.
Joanna Casillas served that one for the Aztecs, the senior setter. So we've got 2 senior setters on both of these sides. Nice experience for both of these squads.
Yeah, and right there on that last point, Cody did not have good communication with the back line and got in the way of a definitely an easy point for San Ysidro.
And Joanna Casillas with a service ace for the Aztecs, and they take an early 3-0 lead here in game 1 on the San Ysidro Cougars home floor.
Yeah, a little bit of a knuckleball there on that serve. Nicely done.
And that's what you go for with that float serve. You try to keep it with as little spin as possible. As there's a swing on the right-hand side by Kayla Tarrant. Kept alive nicely by the Aztecs. They give a free ball back to San Ysidro. It comes back Montgomery's way. The libero plays that ball. That's Kiara Bolivar for the Cougars. And the attack attempt goes long by Kia Clark. And the Cougars are on the board. They trail 3-1.
Yeah, a little bit out of position was Kia Clark there to take that, to try to put the ball over, spike the ball over the net. So a little bit off balance and really had the shot go way too long for her.
Mattia Wagaman into the game for the Cougars. And a big swing in the middle, just out by Kia Clark. And they're going to say that one was in. Excuse me. The call was long on the line, but the officials overruled it, and the point goes to Montgomery.
A good positioning that time for Clark, and she got the spike in. So this is all about the footwork here early going with Kia Clark, and whether the ball is going to go long or stay in bounds.
Lisette Cerna will serve for the Aztecs. They lead it 4-1.
There goes a nice serve right there.
Service ace for the Montgomery Aztecs.
So quick 5-1 lead now for the Aztecs. Serving is Cerner for Montgomery. And she gets a high one to the right corner. Nicely saved there by the Cougars. Trying to get over the net in 3 and cannot. Cody missed it with that last attempt trying to get it across the net. It went a little bit long. So 6-1. And we're going to get our first timeout here of the match as the Cougars call timeout here on PlayOnSports.com. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here this afternoon? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go on to playonsports.com/SBP. Thomas Conroy here with you from San Ysidro High School, coming here for Metro Conference volleyball coverage in the South Bay League. The Aztecs leading here in the first match, 6-1 over the Cougars, the home Cougars, as timeout is getting just about the horn blown, so we're just about ready to get back to action. And with more play-by-play, here's Brian Vilvin.
Thank you, Thomas. Trying to make sure we get the video sorted out here, make sure all the viewers at home get this beautiful HD feed. The Aztecs leading 6-1 in control here in game one. Lisette Cerna serves that one just wide, so a nice timeout called by Coach Laura Harper of the San Ysidro Cougars, and it works out nicely to slow down the server for Montgomery.
Pretty much, and that's what they did with Cerner. She had couple good strong of service, and that time it went a little bit short.
Yarli Salse, the server for the Cougars. San Ysidro will set outside. Big swing on the outside by Haley Cody, but it's kept alive by the Aztecs. The ball at the net, and a nice swing by Sydney Brown, the sophomore middle blocker for the Aztecs. That time hitting on the outside. Just a sophomore out there making contributions, and a nice play for Montgomery.
Yeah, even though they didn't get the point, I like the way Castro came in from the back line. Brian made a nice save. They just couldn't get the point.
China Yu serves that ball into the net for Montgomery. That's going to be a point San Ysidro. The Cougars trail by 4 here in game one. The best of 5 match. The first 4 games will go to 25. If a 5th game is necessary, that one will go to 15. You've got to win by 2. Back to the service line, Haley Cody for the Cougars. The officials getting everything sorted out here with timeouts and who the server should be, and it is indeed Cody. Nice rifle serve and an ace for Haley Cody. And the San Ysidro Cougars with their first ace of the match.
Yeah, you right there let the ball play her instead of playing the ball, and it got tangled up right on our body.
Another strong serve and a nice pass by Yu. And China Yu's going to get credit for that kill as Allison Pimentuan tried to play it at the net. Instead, it creeped over on her side. Point Montgomery.
Yeah, tough break for the Cougars. They had a little momentum going, but the ball service goes back over to the Aztecs.
Shannon Neff serving for Montgomery, and that ball finds the middle of the court. Thomas, sometimes that's the toughest spot to defend, the center of the court. There's nobody there, and a lot of times, even if it's coming slow like that, it's impossible to get that ball up.
Great save by Mara Segan coming in and put that ball over the net. As you said, to put it in almost in that dead man's area right there.
Mattia Wagamon with the service error for the Cougars. Checking into the game for Montgomery, Aries Vergara. She will replace Sydney Brown. And the libero switch. The Kia Clark tried to go in for China Yu, but it wasn't her time to go in just yet, so the Aztecs got her off the floor. The big serve by Aries Vergara kept alive by San Ysidro. Nice swing on the outside, but it's played. That was Kayla Tarrant with the big swing, and now a point for Montgomery as Aries Vergara comes in, makes her presence felt, good serve and a kill.
Great recognition by you there, knowing that she had to get the ball over on that final shot, and she did, and she put it perfectly for the point.
Another big serve by Vergara. The swing on the outside by Tarrant kept alive by the Aztecs. In the middle, that's Cynthia Corpus. Corpus, it appeared she was going to get another shot. Instead, the set goes outside to Lisette Cerna. Nice job by the Cougars again. Best rally of the game so far. Big swing in the middle, Cerna, and a kill for Lisette Cerna, the freshman for Montgomery. And, excuse me, that was Shauna Jerlina, but also a freshman for Montgomery. So I misspoke on which freshman that was, but making a play again. The ball goes off the head of the freshman Jerlina. So we got 2 freshmen in there making plays for Montgomery in the front row in Lisette Cerna and Shauna Jerlina.
Yeah, and Ortega and Wynn kind of collided with each other in the back line. Not good communication there to give up that point.
A big serve passed nicely by the libero Bolivar, kept alive by the Aztecs. The set goes into the middle to Jerlina, and it comes back Montgomery's way. 50-50 ball at the net, kept alive. Nice rally once again. A couple of nice rallies in the last few plays. Big swing on the outside. Great dig by Bolivar, but the Aztecs are going to come away with the point. Really nice dig by San Ysidro and their libero, Kiara Bolivar, just a sophomore, youngest player on the Cougar team.
Yeah, right now the two freshmen for the Aztecs really taking over this game right now, giving them a big lead.
Big swing on the outside by Tarrant. The Aztecs keep it alive, but it goes out of bounds. Great effort by Montgomery. I like how the entire team followed the ball that time and tried to make a play. Jerlina tried to keep it in bounds from about 30 feet away from the net, and it creeped out of bounds. So nice rally all around, point Cougars.
And she didn't miss by much of there, so great shot there. You kind of got to put that in the when you need that, and that's nicely done.
Bolivar serves. The set goes outside, and with her left hand, Lisette Cerna is blocked. Big block on the right side. Kayla Tarrant, the junior opposite, and Tarrant's had a couple of nice swings and a block.
Yeah, and she used her left hand that time. I think that kind of confused the Aztec front line there. And when she brought her back over, she faked her to right and went with her left, so nicely done.
The sophomore Bolivar. Nice pass by Shannon Neff, a captain. And the freshman middle blocker, Jerlina, hits that one just a little bit long. And it's going to be another point for San Ysidro. The Cougars trail by 5 here in game 1, but if they're going to get it back into this one, it's got to start with Bolivar at the service line. And a double is the call against Montgomery, so San Ysidro is going to have another point. They've got a nice little streak going here.
Yeah, late whistle there by the official, but I think it was the right call.
Coach Deborah Isaiah of Montgomery, got to see if she's thinking about using one of her 2 timeouts here in game 1. Set goes outside, nice swing by Cerna, and the freshman puts it away. You're right, Thomas. These freshmen are rock solid for Montgomery.
Great setup for her. Perfectly placed for her to come off the left there and go cross court to the open space. Cougars are leaving the right side of their court wide open for Cerna to put it there.
Shauna Jerlina, the freshman with the serve. The Cougars trying to keep it alive. Nice rally to keep the ball in play. And a dump by the setter, Casillas, and the senior with the little lefty dump over the net, and a point for Montgomery. The Aztecs lead by 6 once again.
Senior was smart there on that play.
Free ball coming for Montgomery. Nicely passed by Kia Clark, and again the lefty Casillas calling her own number. This time she's going to set it outside. The freshman Cerna tries to put it away. Great dig. Bolivar is having herself a great match for the Cougars. They couldn't keep it alive, but finding herself right in the right spot and keeping balls in play.
Well, right now the Cougars are cheating over to where Cerner is playing right now, and that's not a good thing because Casillas is faking it with the left and putting it right in that open space in the middle of the court for an easy kill point.
Service ace for Shauna Jerlina. She's got kills, blocks, and now an ace to add to it. This one goes into the net, but Jerlina is having a terrific match here.
Yeah, and that time the freshman just mistimed her serve there, and it hit right into the net. Looked like she thought she threw it up a little bit higher and kind of threw her off, sort of like a tennis serve when you misfall.
Stephanie Marasiga, the senior setter and captain for the Cougars with the serve, and she's got herself an ace as well. So a nice response by San Ysidro, and they trail by 6.
Yeah, it seems like when Montgomery kind of wants to take control of this match, somehow the Cougars get 2 or 3 points in a row to make it close. This is where they got to get at least 5 out of this service.
Nice job by China Yu to let that one go. She wanted to pass it. It looked that ball looks so huge when it's coming up to your hands like that, but Marasigan's serve goes long, and that's a point for Montgomery. They're 7 points away from taking this crucial game 1. Thomas, you said that was going to be a huge factor for Montgomery coming on the road, how they perform in game 1.
Yeah, and they've really been solid here.
Great pass. And a set to the right side. Big swing by Shannon Neff, and it goes just long. But a really nice job coming into the game And passing nails, that was Lisa Ramirez coming in with a couple of nice passes for the Montgomery Aztecs. Tarrant will serve for San Ysidro, and she serves it just wide. Point Montgomery.
Yeah, she didn't look confident on that serve right there as it went way wide out of play there. She was trying to get to the far corner there to her left.
Sydney Brown comes in, replacing Lisa Ramirez. Ramirez with some nice contributions while she was out on the floor. Very solid passing for the senior defensive specialist for Montgomery. Big serve by Cerna, and another freshman with an ace. Lisette Cerna and Shauna Jerlina are doing it all for Montgomery.
Yeah,
freshman takeover.
Wagaman right there. I don't think she realized how fast that ball was coming at her. It got right on top of her awfully fast, and she couldn't do anything with the ball.
The Cougars trying to keep that one in play, but instead it'll go down as another service ace for Lisette Cerna. That's 2 in a row, and we'll have a substitution. Cynthia Corpus will check into the game for Montgomery. But how about the service line for Montgomery? The Aztecs putting so much pressure on San Ysidro with that serve. And another ace. That's 3 in a row, Lisette Cerna. And just like that, Montgomery has a double-digit lead here in game 1.
Well, the front line is really giving kind of carte blanche to the back line. They take those services, and they're just not getting to the ball right now.
Nice pass by Bolivar. Kept alive by the Aztecs. They're going to do all they can to get that one in play, but instead it's going to be a kill on the outside for San Ysidro. Yarly Salce with the kill, and now she'll go back to the service line for the Cougars. They trail by 9, 22-13 here in game 1.
And if the senior can get a couple right here, she can get this team back in. They're trailing by 9. They're going to need at least 4 points off of her service right now to get to stay within a good distance to get back into this first game.
The officials trying to make sure we've got the right service rotation, and we do. Service ace Yarly Salce. And that might be the spark the Cougars need. Whether or not they come back here in game 1, they've got to get some momentum going for game 2.
Yeah, Aztecs played a little bit too far to one side. Salce was smart, put it on the other side and made you run for that shot, and she couldn't get anything on it.
Big swing by Neff in the middle, and then a block by Kia Clark. Kia Clark dominating the net, just a sophomore. A lot of young contributors out there for the Montgomery Aztecs.
Yeah, you can see this team, if they're going to build some great chemistry here with the freshmen and sophomore, and they're going to be a talented team in a couple of years.
One of these seniors on the team, China Yu with the serve. Free ball coming back for Montgomery. They're going to set the back row, and China Yu with a swing. Hits it just long. Point, San Ysidro.
Yeah, it came in on that shot from the back line to the middle of the court, and she just put a little bit too much oomph on that as it sailed out of bounds.
Haley Cody will serve for San Ysidro. Cody, a senior outside hitter for the Cougars. And what a swing by Lisette Cerna coming from the back row and just hammering a ball over the net. Wow. Brings up game point for Montgomery, their first game point. They lead by 9, 24-15 here in game 1.
Really didn't look like she hit the ball solidly enough to get that much oomph on it, but man, she put it in a perfect spot. Nobody can get to it.
I'd take a miss hit like that any day. Shannon Neff with the serve. Montgomery will have a swing for the game. They go to the freshman, and Shauna Jerlina puts it away. The Montgomery Aztecs take game 1, 25-15. The all-important first game here on the road at San Ysidro. Montgomery, a 10-point winner in game 1 on PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball. It's PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also have access to thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Now, PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for women's volleyball action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from all across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
25-15, the Montgomery Aztecs take game one against the San Ysidro Cougars. And as we get ready for game two, Thomas, you said game one was going to be ultra important for both of these teams. So if you're Montgomery, what do you take out of game one leading into game two?
Well, I like my front court play. They really set the ball up and positioned each other well for those kills, and they really kept the Cougars off balance the entire game. Seemed always to be chasing the ball, not actually having a plan of setting a teammate up. It looked like the players were just running around, just trying to hit the ball over the net, not having a solid game plan once they got to the ball. Got to keep them on their feet like that. Keep them moving. Make them look off balance and not sure of where that next shot is going to come from. Don't allow them to get any confidence. And especially here, I think in this first game, they have to go out and get another early lead right there and make them play on their heels again. And I think that's going to be a key component for the Aztecs here, is to keep this momentum going here in game two.
And then if you're San Ysidro really, one of the areas they struggled in was allowing so many service aces. So their serve, receive, passing. That's something they've got to clean up here as they go into game two. Really important to not allow so many points off of the serve for Montgomery. Just keeping the ball in play, but forcing Montgomery to make plays instead of making mistakes on the defensive end.
Better overall communication. I didn't see a lot of teammates talking to one another, telling them, I'm going to be over here, set me up over there. Just a little communication, I think, was going to help them a lot better, knowing where they're going to be on the court, especially with this team. As you said, Cerner is deadly with the shot, and she can pin it to it seems like to both corners of the court right now, and put a lot of firepower on the ball. And, they got to be concentrated on both of these freshmen. Jerlina, as we said, had the kill to end the game, so you got to be careful. Got to concentrate where those two players are at all times, and make sure that you're ready to defend their shot.
Well, the Montgomery Aztecs will serve to start out game two. They took game one 25-15. They lead the best of five match 1-0. And in the middle, that is Kayla Tarrant. Her swing attempt is blocked by Kia Clark. Point Montgomery. And Joanna Casillas, the senior setter and captain for the Aztecs, will continue to serve.
Yeah, Clark used her height to her advantage and got the point.
Nice serve again by Casillas. And the overpass actually worked out effectively for San Ysidro as the Cougars get the point. Montgomery passed that one over in one, and they were unable to keep the ball on their side.
Yeah, but give credit to Solis. She was there. I think she would have put it right back on the other side of the Aztec if that ball came over the net.
Stephanie Marasigan, the server, set outside. Neff with the attempt, and now Tarrant with a great swing on the outside, on the right, and Kayla Tarrant with the kill. San Ysidro has their first lead of the match.
Nice setup by Marasigan there to set up Tarrant there. She came all the way from the back line to set her up right on the front court.
And again, it'll be Marasigan serving, and she's putting some pressure on with that serve. It's going to be a free ball back to the Cougars. And the set will go to the middle. Salce puts it back to Montgomery's side. And in the middle, that's Clark. Nice dig. Again, Bolivar making a play. And Haley Cody puts it away for San Ysidro. The Cougars lead 3-1.
Yeah, second straight time they set up the front line for the kill. And Cody put it right in the middle. They didn't expect that. The Aztecs overplayed to the left side of the court for that easy point for the Cougars.
Marasigan with another good serve, and it kept Montgomery off balance. Lisa Ramirez with the pass and unable to put the ball away. So San Ysidro with a 3-point lead here in game two. Is this maybe Montgomery took them a little bit lightly coming into game two after winning by 10 in game one?
Yeah, I don't see any communication on their side. I think it's that left side of the court. You just don't communicate with your teammates. Right now, it just seems like they're just hitting the ball anywhere they want and not actually setting up your teammate to get the ball over the net.
San Ysidro leads it 5-1 here in game 2. They're going to see some substitutions for Montgomery. Back into the game, Sydney Brown for the Aztecs, replacing Lisa Ramirez. Marasigan still serving. She served all 5 of these points for San Ysidro. The set goes to the outside. Neff kept alive by the Cougars. A nice block up front. Kia Clark with the roof for Montgomery.
Yeah, so Lise thought she could get it over Clark, but boy, great height there by Kia Clark. And she just used her height advantage and her jumping ability to put it back on the other side for the point.
Lisette Cerna, the super freshman with the serve. The set's going to go to the right side. A nice swing by Tarrant. Kayla Tarrant with a couple of nice swings this game. And Sydney Brown responds for Montgomery by putting the ball away.
Yeah, the senior captain, Casillas, set her up perfectly, cross-courted it, and then they came back to the other side for the easy point.
Cerna will bounce the ball a couple times and then rip that float serve into the net for an error and a point for the Cougars. They lead by 3.
And we're going to have a quick substitution by the Cougars. Wagman coming back in.
Mattia Wagman re-enters the game in the front row. Kayla Tarrant will serve for the Cougars, and she serves it just long. So an error for San Ysidro, and it gives a free point back to Montgomery. That might be what the Aztecs need to get a little run going here.
Yeah, they needed to get at least maybe 1, maybe 2 points out of that service. They didn't get it, and now it goes right back to the Aztecs.
China Yu with the serve. And the Cougars unable to get the ball back to Montgomery's side.
And
a lot of pressure being put on by the Aztecs with their serve.
Yeah, Mara Segan trying to come up from the back line to help out on the front. And that time she just kind of hit the ball errantly off to the side there, and they could not get it over.
Nice pass by the Cougars, and a set to the middle. That's Haley Cody. Now Cody goes back to the outside. The freshman Jerlina with the swing for Montgomery. The Aztecs keep it alive. Nice rally. Free ball over by Casillas. And Casillas put that ball in the perfect spot. You always tell your setter, if you're going to have to put a ball over, a free ball over, you want to go to one of the deep corners. That time Casillas, the senior captain, showed her leadership, put the ball right into the corner, and gets her team a point.
Yeah, challenged the Cougars to make a play on it, and they could not.
And a service ace by China Yu, just like that. Montgomery back on top. The Aztecs leading the Cougars 7-6. Their first lead since 1-0 here in game 2.
Yeah, and you had 4 players on that serve right there looking at each other instead of attacking the ball. Frustrating for the coaching staff.
Yu with the serve. And a free ball coming over for Montgomery, and the Aztecs have some trouble with it. Point San Ysidro, we're all tied up at 7.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw the freshman Jerlina kind of froze on that ball. Didn't attack at it as she did in the first game, and that allowed an easy point for the Cougars as they tie it up.
Yarli Salse will serve for San Ysidro, a senior for the Cougars. The set's going to go outside, and a nice swing just over the top of the net. I believe that was Sydney Brown.
It was.
Brown, just a sophomore. Thomas, we've talked about the young team here for Montgomery, but they're playing well beyond their years right now.
Yeah, we've called Cerner, Jolina, and Kia Clark and Sydney Brown, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomore. And that's going to be the bulk of their team for the next 3 years.
Nice job keeping that ball alive. What a play by Casillas. Joanna Casillas running the show for the Aztecs, but nice swing. Haley Cody to put that away for San Ysidro. So back and forth, 2 nice plays made on either side of the net. And that was probably the point of the match so far, 8-8 the tie.
Boy, and you talked about the leadership of Casillas right there again. Willing to go on the ground and saving a ball, showing those young players that that's what you have to do if you want to have a winning record, especially in Metro Conference volleyball.
Haley Cody with the serve. The set's going to go outside, and a nice swing by Brown, but kept alive by Cody. So Haley Cody decides she wants to take the match over for San Ysidro. Free ball coming to Montgomery's side. They go outside, And that's Sydney Brown kept alive. Big block at the net by Shauna Jerlina. And the freshman continues to make an impact.
Yeah, great position on the ball. Put it in a place where Tanya Castro had to literally go on the ground to put it back over the net. And with all her momentum, she put it clearly out of bounds. Great point there for the Aztecs. And a great play by Jerlina, the freshman.
Free ball to Montgomery. Nice pass by Yu. And Casillas calls her own number, goes over in two a second time. Looked like we might have a lift on the San Ysidro side, but Joanna Casillas, the senior, will get the point.
Sneaky left hand again. Went right over the top of the net. I think that kind of startled the Cougars as they hit it, but just did not expect that ball to come over.
Aries Vergara with a service ace for Montgomery, and the Aztecs have their biggest lead of game 2, 11-8. They lead the match 1-0.
Yeah, Pimentel got to hit a little bit better ball off of that serve.
The set's going to go to the right side, and a double is the call against the Cougars. So the Aztecs have rattled off 5 straight points, rather, and they lead it 12-8.
And that's that time of the game when they can take over again.
And another service ace by Vergara. And 6 points in a row, the current streak for Montgomery. We'll see if Coach Laura Harper wants to take a timeout for San Ysidro. Try to ice that server a little bit. Set goes to the middle and mishit by Pimentuan. And now we're going to get that timeout from Coach Harper.
Yeah, it's a good timeout. The team looks a little defeated right now. They had a decent lead. Started out off the blocks, as you said, 5-1 start. But now it's 14-8, and they look a little defeated. Not really hustling, kind of just giving half-hearted efforts, just throwing their arms out to try to hit the ball. Instead of positioning themselves, they get a good shot off. You got to call a timeout. You got to get their heads back into this game.
14-8, Montgomery leading San Ysidro on your destination for high school sports and Metro Conference Volleyball, PlayOnSports.com.
Stay tuned for PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
The Montgomery Aztecs were overwhelming from the service line in game 1. They won that one 25-15, and then to open up game 2, San Ysidro handled the serve very well. Now Montgomery has rattled off 7 straight points, make that 8 straight points with that service ace by Aries Vergara, and once again the Aztecs are getting it done at the service line.
Wow, too hot is Vergara. She's really extending that lead. Timeout doesn't mean anything.
Another tough serve and another ace for Vergara. She's been at the line for the last 9 straight points for Montgomery, and the Aztecs are on a roll.
Yeah, Castro wasn't sure what to do with the ball when it was coming over the net. No communication on the Cougars' side. They got to have better communication on who's going to go after the ball.
The set goes outside. Pimentel will put it back. And over in 2 is Casillas, kept alive nicely by San Ysidro. Big swing on the outside by Lisette Cerna, and there's no stopping Cerna on the outside.
Yeah, that cross court kill shot is really potent, and they're trying to do whatever they can, bring an extra player over there to kind of help out. It doesn't matter. She finds a spot for the point.
And that means that Aries Vergara gets to continue serving for the Aztecs. She gets another ace. That's 11 straight points that Aries Vergara has been back at that service line. And just like that, Montgomery has a double-digit lead. The Cougars try to keep that one in play. Nice job keeping it alive. The set's going to go to the middle. That's Jerlina with a kill, and the freshman puts it down. Joanna Casillas, the setter for Montgomery. How important is it to have senior leadership on a team with so much youth, Thomas? She's doing a great job leading her troops.
Oh, it's so key because she sets the tone on the court. You can just see it. This run started when she dove for a ball there. They didn't get the point on that play, but she just set the tone that that's how we play. We got to play hard, and we got to stay on top of these teams because nothing's going to come easy for us.
And the Aztecs just got their 13th straight point. We're going to have a substitution. as Nicole Kim enters the game, replacing Shannon Neff. But 13 straight for Vergara at the service line. Nice pass by Yu to keep that one alive. Set outside, and it goes off of the antenna, so the Cougars get the much-needed side out. And San Ysidro back in it. We'll be back at the service line. We've got a substitution. Kayla Tarrant entering the game, replacing Tanya Castro.
Boy, they needed that point right there, the Cougars. Get the service back, try to start up something, and more importantly, get some momentum for the third game. This might be a little bit out of reach right now to come back.
Mattia Wagaman with the serve for the Cougars. Big set outside, and Lisette Cerna puts it away. And these hitters are getting such good swings at the ball, but the setter, Casillas, is just putting the ball right in the perfect spot every time.
Yeah, and that time the Cougars try to use two players in front of Cerna to see if they could block the ball back on her, but she has great positioning and recognizing that the freshman did and still had enough force to get that ball over the net for the point.
Charlene DiMagiba into the game for San Ysidro as Shauna Jerlina gets another service ace. So the Aztecs, I don't know the exact number of aces that they've had here in game 2, but it's got to be close to double digits now.
I was just going to say that.
And the swing by Kia Clark goes into the net. 22-10, Montgomery leading San Ysidro here in game 2. The Aztecs took game 1 25-15, and they lead by 12 as Kiara Bolivar will serve. Great serve by Bolivar for the Cougars. Nice job to keep it alive for Montgomery. And we've got a nice little rally going. Set goes outside, and another big swing by Cerna, kept alive by the Cougars. Best point of the match so far, and the lefty Casillas puts it away.
Oh.
Deep corner again, Thomas. Such a smart shot by the captain for the Aztecs.
Yeah, you can't really get on Bolivar right there. She played it perfectly. She thought the ball was going to go out of bounds. You don't want to force a shot over if your team's not ready for that. And you had to expect a perfect shot by Casillas to get the point, and that's what she's done not once but twice in this game.
The senior lefty at the service line, and Casillas has herself an ace. So once again, the story of game 2 has been the service line for Montgomery. That was also the tail of the tape in game 1. So,
and isn't it fitting? Game point here is with Casillas serving.
Casillas with another good serve. Great swing by Tarrant in the middle, but it goes just long. So the point belongs to Montgomery. Game 2 belongs to Montgomery as the Aztecs take it 25-10 over the San Ysidro Cougars. Montgomery's one game away from taking the match. On PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here this afternoon? Tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to PlayOnSports.com/SBP. PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports at both Facebook and Twitter, and you can access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Brian Vilvin and Thomas Conroy bringing you the action live from San Ysidro High School, home of the Cougars, and the San Ysidro Cougars hosting this one against Montgomery while some work gets done on the Aztecs' home floor in this Metro Conference South Bay League matchup. And Thomas, we talked about it after game 1, and we'll talk about it after game 2. Montgomery is just lighting it up from the service line.
Yeah, I take away from game 2 two things. The aces, as you mentioned, has to be close to double digits, especially in that game, and the play of their captain, Joanna Casillas, because I thought she really set the tone for that game, especially when the Cougars came out and really put it to them. I mean, they were up 5-1 and had great momentum. Marsegan was tremendous with her serve, but Casillas set the tone. It was a little dive right in front of us. She came up with it, saved the ball, and went back over the net. They didn't get the point on that play, but it set the tone that, guys, this is what you have to do to play in this league. you don't do it with the fancy footwork that you did in the first game. You got to get a little dirty sometimes. Yeah. And I thought it was just beautiful because they went on from that point, and as you mentioned it, 12 straight points at one point on a service. That to me is senior leadership at its best.
Absolutely. You made that point. As it happened, they didn't win that point, but it set the tone for her team. And you talk about a senior leader on a team with 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores in the starting lineup, and it really did. It completely changed the momentum. Although they didn't win that point, they rattled off 13 in a row after that, and really took control of game 2 and the match.
Look, we've all been there, freshmen and sophomores. You're just barely just kind of hanging on, especially your freshman year in high school. But you need that leadership, in any sport. When you get that leadership and when you get that veteran that will take you literally by the hand and say, this is how we do things at this school, it helps so much, and it just makes for a better season all around, because then it's your responsibility. It's kind of like a revolving door. It's your responsibility to do that for the next incoming freshman class.
So the future definitely looking bright for Montgomery with the leadership of Casillas and co-captain Shannon Neff out there on the floor with a bunch of underclassmen who, will have a chance to lead some other players one day, like you said. Yeah,
and really for the Cougars on their side, you got to get this game. I know it's a cliche. You play one game at a time, but I think for their overall confidence, they need this game and start out fast and hopefully get a W on their side.
Well, Stephanie Marasigan is the girl you want at the service line if you're San Ysidro, but a big-time side out by the Aztecs. They couldn't get out of Marasigan's rotation in the first game. She rattled off 6 straight serves, but instead Montgomery gets a side out the first time, and Joanna Casillas will serve for the Aztecs. Great block at the net, Lisette Cerna. We've called her name about 1 million times. I'm not counting, but it's got to be close to that.
Yeah, and I think for the Cougar fans, it's just too much for their liking.
They don't want to hear that. They're going to have nightmares about that name, Lisette Cerna, as Joanna Casillas serves that one long.
But all kidding aside, I think you're going to hear that name a lot, especially in the Metro Conference. She's a freshman, and we're going to be calling her name, I think, for years, definitely for the next 3 years after this season.
Kayla Tarrant, the powerful lefty, will serve for the Cougars. Swing in the middle by Kia Clark, kept alive. Marasigan with a beautiful set to the outside. And Cody's ball goes down. Kill for Haley Cody. And San Ysidro has tied this one back up.
Yeah, I like the effort on Marasigan. She's a senior. She's trying to do a little bit too much, but you know what? When you're in desperate situations, I like that from my seniors, trying to make a play out there and try to get yourself a game victory.
What a swing by Cerna. She hit that one with the left hand.
Learn from Casillas.
Yeah, she'll just go up and hit it with whatever hand's closest. Nicely done by Cerna to put that one away. But, Thomas, one of the things that's unique about volleyball, San Ysidro lost the first game by 10 and the second game by 15, but the score starts at 0-0 here in Game 3.
Yeah.
So it's really anybody's game.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cougars got to take advantage here. Kia Clark with a big block up front. It's going to be tough when you got to go against Clark there in the middle, trying to get the ball back over, trying to crawl back into this match.
Yeah, and right now that's what the joy with these 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores is. Every one of them kind of takes a different part of the game to be dominant and really take control of the game.
Cerna at the line, and the Aztecs will get that point as San Ysidro had a little trouble getting that ball back across. The freshman outside hitter with another solid serve. You talk about no spin on that serve. Great swing by Haley Cody. Wow, that was one of the best swings of the match so far.
Yeah, and you wish you could see that a little bit more from her. Right now, it's kind of frustrating for the Cougars because I think they have collectively, they have some good pieces. They have to get a little cohesion together. I think they once they find that chemistry, I think they're gonna have a decent season. But right now, they're just struggling to find that chemistry.
Well, it's not too late to find it here in Game 3. Nice swing in the middle, Kia Clark. It's going to be tough when the Aztecs are passing that well, and Casillas can literally set the ball any direction she wants.
Yeah, and it, you know what? It's frustrating to try to find chemistry and cohesion when you're playing a pretty good team like the Aztecs right now. And, and coming off a road loss, and that they want to set the tone here early, and they had mission accomplished here this afternoon.
Great serve by China Yu, and the Cougars struggle to keep it alive. So the Aztecs have built a nice little 7-3 lead here, a 4-point cushion in game 3. If the Aztecs could take this, it would be the clinching third game as Yu gets another service ace. So that's been an area of struggle for San Ysidro, just controlling the serves from Montgomery, but a lot of that is because of the pressure Montgomery's putting on with those serves. They're just ripping it back there.
And Coach Harper has to be concerned here because this is kind of the area of the match where they rip off about 7 or 8 points and really extend their lead, and she has to be careful of that and alert that and use her timeouts.
Another good serve by Yu. The Aztecs will set the ball outside, and a big swing on the outside kept alive nicely. Tanya Castro with the dig for San Ysidro. The Cougars will get called for 4, so Sydney Brown gets the kill there, but Tanya Castro giving herself up right there, knowing that she could take one off the face, but standing in there strong, making a great dig.
And the two players collided one another off that serve.
It's not just about serving it hard, it's about serving it into a great spot. And that's one of the things the Aztecs have done really well is serve to location, serve to seams between the passers.
I totally agree with that. Sometimes sometimes in volleyball we get caught up in the power of the serve and how fast it goes across the net. Mm-hmm. But to me, I agree with you. Is the positioning is where if you can you have to keep the opposing team off balance. And to me, once you start off with that serve, if you start them off balance, it seems to me right now that it's hard to get back into cohesion and on the court and setting each other up. And right there, I mean, right now, classic example, the senior right here, Yu, is doing an excellent job of making them run from side to side and not looking sure on where the next shot's going to come from. Mm-hmm. And then you get out of position because you're trying to help another ball coming over. And then the free ball is going to be, 50-50, as you said.
Coach Laura Harper's timeout works as the Aztecs serve that one into the net. So San Ysidro gets the point there. But, Thomas, one of the other things you said was communication has been a struggle out there today. That's going to be one of the struggles early on for any team on any season is communication. So that's an area where both of these teams will get better as the season goes. But if you serve it in between people or even give a free ball in between two players and they're not communicating very well because it's early, it's going to be tough to make a play.
Yeah, and that to me is where sometimes where you have to watch it. It's not lack of effort. It's a lack of communication. It doesn't look like two players are going after the ball. Well, they're just expecting maybe that person on the other side of them is their area, and they should go after that ball.
Haley Cody with a nice serve, but the Aztecs keep that one alive. Looked like a little bit of a mishit there as the pass went over the head of the setter Casillas, but it hit the tape there and spun right down. Tough break for San Ysidro, but the Aztecs will take it.
Yeah, everything's going their way, isn't it? I mean, even a bad shot goes for a point. It's one of those afternoons, and you just got to take it in stride.
Ruby Gonzalez serving for Montgomery. And that one goes into the net.
I like what Coach Asia is doing, getting some of the players that we haven't talked about into the game. And maybe not the starters, but getting some playing time. Let them enjoy this really great road victory if they can pull this game out.
That serve was by Mattia Wagaman. And a nice play up front at the net by Shauna Gerlina, the freshman. And right now with that rotation in the front row with Shauna Gerlina, Lisette Cerna, and Joanna Casillas, that's a tough rotation.
Man.
Montgomery has a solid front line, and then Aries Vergara comes in to serve. She rattled off 13 in a row the last game.
Yep.
And the Cougars respond by getting a side out immediately. Nicely done out there. Montserrat Ortega hooking up with Clarissa Sanchez, and the Cougars say, we're not having any part of that 13-point run. We're going to side out right here.
Yeah, I like that. Show some initiative. Get back into this game right now. They're playing a lot of players on the Aztecs. So when you kind of clean out your bench and let everybody play, that means sometimes not too many people are playing with each other. You lose that cohesiveness. You can get some points here, and they're going to go with the veteran Solis here on the serve.
Yarli Salce gets a strong one in. 50-50 ball at the net, and Kayla Tarrant had a good rip at that one, but the lefty hit it into the tape.
Yeah, like Salsa served there, hit to the back line, forcing them to kind of move the ball up. And then now Coach Essay is bringing him back her starters here as he's sensing that a little bit of losing the sharpness on the court.
Shauna Jerlina, service ace. We've said those things together a couple of times.
Yeah, Aztecs and ace.
And Jerlina with another strong serve. Wow. That one just barely cleared the tape. That's almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, and I thought Salsa came in and played it nicely. Just hit it a little too hard off to the side there for an out.
And a replay. Nice court awareness by Shauna Jerlina, knowing you can drop that ball and it's not going to be a point against you as she gets another ace.
Yeah, one of those points again, where they kind of just extend their lead. It's frustrating.
And Coach Deborah Isaya's got to be pleased with what she sees from Montgomery at the service line. That time Kia Clark hits it into the net. Nice job on that play by Clarissa Sanchez, keeping that one alive as it would look like it was going straight into the antenna, and Sanchez got in there, redirected the ball into the court for a kill.
Yeah, she's done a nice job here. Yeah, she had a couple of returns early in the contest, so we hadn't called her name early, but she got her chance here, and Eugene did a nice job.
And back to the service line, Stephanie Marasegan, trailing by 7. And the Cougars have got to get back now if they want to get back into this match. Kia Clark at the net. Free ball coming back to the Aztecs. Over in 2, Casillas kept alive, but the point will go to Montgomery. It looked briefly like San Ysidro had a chance at that one, but the lefty with the dump and a kill.
Yeah, Casillas is going to let that kind of stay too long, and she did her patented left-hand shot for the point.
What a play at the net, kept alive. Nice job by the Cougars.
Marasegan
took one off the top of the head, and then Haley Cody put it back over for the kill. Nicely done by San Ysidro. That's called giving up your body. That's a senior setter and leader who wants to win.
Yeah, no, she's done that all game. Very nicely done. Love her effort.
And the Tarrant serve goes out of bounds, so the Aztecs will get it back, but no give up in these San Ysidro Cougars.
No, and that's what you like to see. You can take you can take an outcome if you're on the losing end, but once you lose that effort, that's when coaching staffs really you get boiling point, and stuff are said in the locker room.
Cerna with a tough serve. Kia Clark at the net, cleaning it up, and the Aztecs will get the point. Nice effort there by Marasegan, Yarli Salse, and the Cougars, but the Aztecs will have the point. They're 7 points away from closing this match out.
I don't know how tall Marasegan is, but boy, if she was just 5 inches taller, she would have had a great shot on that play.
Service ace, Cerna, and the Aztecs lead it by double digits once again.
Yeah, nice play there by Cerner on the serve. And, she's shown, she can play the front and the service. What a tremendous talent this young freshman is.
And another ace for Lisette Cerna. Wow. Just barely getting it above the tape, but ripping it. And the Cougars, are having some trouble with it.
Yeah, their fourth ace in this game.
Free ball coming to Montgomery. The set to the outside. Big swing by Brown. Kept alive nicely. And a swing by Haley Cody. Dug by the Aztecs. 2 contacts called against Montgomery. So give that kill to Haley Cody, the senior for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looked like the double hit was on Kia Clark there. She got kind of tangled up on the net there.
20-10, the Montgomery lead over San Ysidro. Nice serve by Tanya Castro. Kia Clark tries to put that one away, and she will get the kill. Clark just kind of redirected that one down onto the San Ysidro side. Nothing the Cougars could do.
Yeah, misdirection with the left hand. Nicely done there by Clark. Look like Jerlina's coming in for Clark.
Trying to get a server check here is Coach Isaiah for the Aztecs. They want to make sure they've got the right server in the game. And Jerlina will have to come back off the floor as she thought she was coming in the front row for the libero. And it is correct. That is who should be serving. China Yu will be serving for Montgomery, and Kia Clark just need to come off the floor there.
Yeah, she had a nice run here on the service early in the contest here in this third game. Let's see if she can continue it.
China Yu, the senior libero, will do the serving duties for Montgomery. Free ball coming to the Aztecs. Nice pass by Cerna. Casillas with the set in the middle, and Jerlina with a good swing, but it's kept alive by San Ysidro. Great effort and a kill by Mara Segun. Stephanie Mara Segun flew all over the court, got that one in, and put it right into a perfect spot in the center of the floor.
Yeah, it was a free ball, but boy, she said I'm gonna put it in a perfect place, and she looked back before she actually hit it, as she had her back towards the net, but she gave one last glance at exactly where she wanted to position that ball. Perfectly placed. She's done a nice job today, the senior.
Haley Cody will serve for San Ysidro. The officials are getting something squared away on the score here. 21-11, Montgomery leading San Ysidro here in Game 3. The Aztecs lead the best-of-5 match 2-0. They won Game 1 25-15. They took Game 2 25-10, and they're looking to close out the match in this third game. The officials getting together to talk about some type of issue with the scoring right now.
I think it's the Aztec front line. They want to make sure that they have the proper personnel
the right
there.
order. Yeah. So they just did a service check, and on that service check, they said that the server should have been China Yu. So that may have been incorrect as to who should have been serving before, and now the officials want to talk to Coach Deborah Isaias, and Laura Harper wants to know what's going on as well. But Thomas, the Aztecs have just done such a nice job in all aspects of the game tonight. They are getting great net play by their front line and then just serving the lights out.
Yeah, I mean, boy, the aces, I mean, unofficially, I mean, you have to count. It has to be at least in the 15 range for the aces, and those are demoralizing because you can't have that many in a 3-set match. The Cougars realize that, but it's really more about the positioning of the ball. We've been talking about it all match long. Is they really know where they want to place the ball when they're serving it. It isn't just going out there and trying to power it over the net and really trying to put it right on top of you. It's trying to find that open space and put it right there. And really, it's been about the Cougars with 4 players going after a ball, and somehow it just falls in between them, and with none of them really having a shot of making a play on the ball.
And sometimes that's even more difficult when everybody's colliding into one spot. So, Montgomery doing a nice job getting the ball in between players. And like we said, in an early season contest like this one, after having only played a couple of matches this season, it's it's really important to have that communication, and the toughest thing to have down at this point in the season.
Yeah, and to me, this is going to be a big road win for the Aztecs because if they can close this match out, it'll be 3-0, and then that will kind of send them going, for their season and really get them going in the right direction. You get that first road win under your belt, especially with a young team, and it will add a lot of confidence to their game as the season progresses.
Haley Cody is having herself a match for San Ysidro. She just had another ace. Back row kill by Lisette Cerna. Wow, the freshman from the back row bringing the momentum right back to the Aztec side.
Yeah, and right now they can only get 1 point at a time, the Cougars, and that's not going to help you get back into this contest. You're going to have to get multiple points off of a service, and they just can't find a way to get more than 1 point off of one serve.
Vergara with the serve. And a free ball is going to be coming for the Aztecs. Casillas calls her own number, puts it into the deep corner, and a kill for Montgomery. Joanna Casillas, the senior setter, called her own number and gets the point.
Yeah, and she recognized that the Cougars were cheating up front. She put it up in that back corner, and with that left hand, she places it perfectly.
Nice swing on the outside, put away by Clarissa Sanchez, and we've called Clarissa's name quite a bit here in Game 3.
Yeah, nice play right there. Put it right in front of Vergara, and she had no chance to get that ball, so great point.
At the service line, it'll be Mattia Wugaman. The set outside to Cerna. Cerna with the tip and a net violation. Kayla Tarrant got that hand in there a little bit tight. 24-13, Montgomery leading San Ysidro. We've got a substitution on the Cougars side, but the Aztecs have match point.
And Clark coming in now for you, and they need her on the front line.
Big serve by Shauna Jerlina. Free ball coming for the Aztecs, but it's put away. And instead of a free ball, it's a big swing. And again, I believe that was Sanchez.
Yeah, I think the surprise there. I think Jolena was a little bit shocked that ball came at her. She wasn't prepared for it, and she kind of played it half-heartedly, went off her hands and out of bounds.
Back to the service line will be Yarly Salce for the Cougars. Pass by Ruby Gonzalez, the set outside to Cerna, and the kill for the match. The Montgomery Aztecs win Game 3, 25-14. They take the match 3-0. And Thomas, what a performance by the freshman Lisette Cerna.
Oh, yeah, great performance right there. Fitting that she got the point right there, went right off the hands of the Cougar player for the point as she put the kill shot in. And great performance, got that road victory, needed that. This is going to be an interesting team, the Aztecs. They're 3-1 now in the year, Brian. And this is going to be a type of team as we head towards the end of the season is to see how much they've grown, especially those freshmen and sophomores with the senior leadership that they have in Joanna Casillas. They're going to be a tough out come playoff time. And they're going to be a team that really watch out for Montgomery. I think they're going to be a hard team to defeat once we get to the playoff time here in the Metro Conference.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to PlayOnSports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Montgomery Aztecs have defeated the San Ysidro Cougars 3-0 on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Metro Conference Volleyball. I'm joined by our player of the game, Joanna Casillas of the Montgomery Aztecs. Montgomery, a 3-0 winner over San Ysidro. And Joanna, coming in after your first loss of the season on Tuesday, going on the road. You guys were supposed to have this game at your gym, but there's some construction going on there. Going on the road, how sweet is it to have a 3-0 victory in your first road match of the league season?
You know what? It's kind of difficult because I guess all of our players were like, "Oh, our game's not gonna be at home. We're not gonna have all our fans, this and that." But we talked about it and we're like, you know what? We gotta step it up, never give up. If it's at our house, we gotta go back to our house and tell them, you know what? We did this, we did that. We're not at our house. We don't have our fans, but yet we still have them in our heart, and we still keep up. We don't give up, and we still keep going through our game.
Well, you guys did a great job in Game 1 establishing yourselves from the service line, and you were a big part of that with a few aces. Is that something you guys try to do in Game 1 to establish your serving attack and use that to get points?
You know what? What we actually do is we just play each game, each set, each game. We don't think of what's the ball, if it's going to go over, if it's going to go out. We just play. We go behind our line to serve, and then it's just, you know what, ace, oh, that's great. You know what, just keep going, each play, and then just not overthink of what we're actually doing. So we just play each game.
Well, one of the big things that Thomas and I noticed was in Game 2, San Ysidro went out to a little bit of lead early, and then there was a point where you were flying on the floor trying to keep a ball alive. And although you guys lost that point, it seemed like some kind of trigger switched on your team. Is that one of the things that you try to do as a senior leader with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores out on the court, is, fly all over the place and use that as an example to get your team going?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of difficult because we get together in the huddle, and then we're behind, and then I'm just like, you know what, keep it up. I really appreciate the fact that I throw myself, this and that, but yet the next play, my players, my sophomores, my freshmen, they always keep it up. They always go along to what I'm doing. So that way, if I give them that example, that means that we just can't give up. We just got to keep going, even if we're down by a couple of points.
Well, you guys get back on the winning track. Is this something that you're going to be able to build off of as you continue league play, this victory on the road here at San Ysidro?
You know what? After this win, maybe the loss that we had on Tuesday, I don't think it's going to affect us as much anymore. So we got to keep on going.
Well, congratulations once again to Joanna Casillas, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Folks, don't go anywhere. The PlayOnSports.com postgame show continues next.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to San Diego, California, and the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. I'm Brian Vilbin with Thomas Conroy. We just saw the Montgomery Aztecs defeat the San Ysidro Cougars 3-0 at San Ysidro in a match that was supposed to take place at Montgomery, but now it's happening here at San Ysidro. The Aztecs looked ferocious from the service line.
Yeah, they got the road victory out of their way, and I think it kind of settled the whole team down. Great senior leadership. Those talented freshmen, Cerner and Jerlina, the sophomores, Zakia Clark, just tremendous effort. And as I said at the end of the broadcast, this is a team that I think we really got to have to watch for come playoff time, because I think once they develop a little bit more cohesiveness and get a little bit more experience on those young players, they're going to be a tough out come playoff time.
Well, they've got a ton of young players on their roster and talented young players at that. But our player of the game was the senior setter, Joanna Casillas. She really led by her example. You talked about it there in Game 2, diving on the floor, changed the entire momentum and makeup of this match.
Yeah, and you can really see it when I went to get her from her team. Just kind of like, okay, I can go over there. Nothing really awestruck by anything, and that's the type of leadership that you really need to be successful. Is somebody that feels like they've been there before and they'll do it again, and it isn't their first and only time at the event.
And for the Cougars of San Ysidro, they did a number of things very well. Service for themselves, they did a nice job from the service line, something that they can build on. But one thing that they've got to work on is the communication.
Yeah, a great effort, I think, individually, but not as a team. And I think that's going to have to be where Coach Harper is going to have to work on in practice, is get a little bit more together, as we said, a little bit more communication on the court. You got to love Marsigian. She's a tremendous talent. Everybody needs that type of effort, and I think they'll have a successful season. I think it's going to come over time, though, and they're going to have to find that.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up from San Ysidro High School. Once again, the Montgomery Aztecs have defeated the San Ysidro Cougars 3-0. Thanks for joining PlayOnSports.com and our continuing coverage of high school sports around the country. For our producer, Finn Prendergast, for our videographer, Dan Stewart, and my partner, Thomas Conroy, I'm Brian Vilvin saying so long, and we hope you'll join us next time on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.